Hey everyone, it's Sammy from Push Square, and I wanted to do a follow-up video talking specifically about Bravo Team's various control options. Now if you're looking for a review, there is a full review of the game elsewhere on the channel, so do check that out and then come back if you want to know my verdict about how the game actually plays and whether it's worth buying. But in this video I'm going to look at the three control options. So you can use the DualShock 4, you can use two PlayStation Move controllers, or of course you can use the PSVR aim controller. So I'm going to get into all of that in this video, but before I do, please do remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, let's get into it. So the first controller I'm going to start with is obviously the PSVR aim controller, because the game is bundled with the PSVR aim controller, I believe. It is what the whole title's been built around, and it is the best way to play the game. Now the game works similarly to Farpoint with the PSVR aim controller. You can physically bring the gun up to your face, and you know it'll be replicated in game, allowing you to look down the sights. That was a cool mechanic in Farpoint. It continues to be a cool mechanic here. I did find that the controls are, well, I say the controls, I mean the motion tracking. The motion tracking is a little bit swimmy. It doesn't feel quite as tight as it did in Farpoint. For whatever reason that is, I don't know. And because the game is constantly switching between this third person perspective when you move, I found that sometimes when it would go back into where you've got full control of the weapon out of its preset animations, it would take a few seconds, we're talking milliseconds really, but it would take a little bit of time just to get it aligned back where you were actually holding it. And this also occurs when you reload, so it will play out a nice fancy reload animation, but of course when you go back to shooting, then it needs a few seconds just to calibrate with your own movements, if that makes sense. And this results in a feeling of, like I said, swimminess. It just doesn't feel like it's quite there in the exact position you want it to be 100% of the time. Now it does still control nicely, so you've got various button controls. You can point to the different cover locations and you press X to move to them. That works fine. You can also press like the L1 button, I think it is, on the front of the PSVR aim controller, and this allows you to pop up. So this works a little bit like the foot pedal in Time Crisis, so you can pop out of cover, shoot, and then you let go of the button and you'll pop back down into cover. Now one of the key things about Bravo Team, and this is true of all the control options, is that while you don't have free movement, you are locked to these static cover positions. You can peek around, cover, you can blind fire, and you can do all that sort of stuff physically by just moving your body, which is probably the coolest feature of the game. The analog stick allows you to do gestures, and when you're playing with the AI companion, this is quite a cool feature because you can direct the computer where you want it to go. And other than that, there isn't really a whole lot much more to talk about with the PSVR aim controller. You shoot with the trigger, obviously, and yeah, the gun is replicated in your hands in 3D space, although Supermassive has a real big problem getting proportions right. The Impatient had a similar issue where everything looks comically big, and in this game, like, your hands are absolutely huge. The weapon looks way bigger than what you're actually holding, and that is a weird thing. It's not as good as Farpoint, but it's pretty close, and I do enjoy using the PSVR aim controller. So if you've got one, I would recommend you play Bravo Team with the PSVR aim controller. So the second control option I'm going to talk about is the DualShock 4. Now everyone's got a DualShock 4 obviously, and this works similarly to a Farpoint as well, in that it tries to replicate the motion controlled experience using the gyroscopes and the light bar on the DualShock 4 to give you a similar kind of experience to the PSVR aim controller. So you can still bring the controller up towards your face and aim down the sights that way. Obviously it doesn't feel as natural as when you're doing it with the PSVR aim controller, but it does work. It's fine. I found turning and aiming out to the sides, to the left and right, to be a problem with the DualShock 4 because the camera can't see the light bar when you start twisting the controller outwards. But it works. It's okay. It's passable. Again, you know, you're using the left trigger to pop out of cover, you use the right trigger to shoot, the face buttons allow you to move between cover points and stuff like that. It's fairly straightforward, and it works well enough, but it's nowhere near as immersive with the DualShock 4 as it is with the PSVR aim controller. And the final control option is absolutely the worst of the lot. So you can use 2 PlayStation Move ones if you really want to, and the way it works is you hold the left controller a bit in front of the right controller if you're right-handed, and kind of hold like a fake gun, like you're holding, like you've got like a fake gun in your hands basically. So you kind of prop it as if you're holding a PSVR aim controller, but of course you're not, you're holding 2 PS Move ones. It's really inaccurate. I found myself unable to shoot accurately using this method. You still got all the same controls. Again, you can still pop out of cover by using the trigger on the left PlayStation Move wand to pop up, and then you shoot with the trigger on the right PlayStation Move wand. The face button, the PlayStation Move button, allows you to move to cover, and you can then use like the cross and the circle and the triangle buttons to do gestures to your AI companion if you are playing with an AI companion, and also reload and stuff like that. So it's nice that the developer has included this option, but I would really not recommend playing with the Move controllers. If you don't have a PSVR aim controller, then you're going to be better off playing with the DualShock 4, unfortunately, because you get nowhere near enough accuracy out of sort of holding a pretend weapon with 2 PlayStation Move ones. It's terrible. So yeah, so those are the 3 control options. So yeah, I just wanted to put together this video to tell you about the different control options in Bravo Team. If you want to know some more impressions about the game itself, check out my review on pushsquare.com, and also there is a video review elsewhere on the channel as well. Thank you as always for watching. Do let me know which control option you're going to use if you do choose to pick up Bravo Team in the comment section below. And yeah, as always, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thanks so much for watching.